Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, the #1 YouTube channel to help you level up your 5 soft skills: public speaking, storytelling, social dynamics, emotional intelligence, creativity. 5 soft skills to help you change your life forever, skyrocket your confidence along the way. Make sure you hit subscribe right on here because every single week I release a new video regarding one of these soft skills. And for today's episode, we are going to be entering the world of creativity. Recently, I stumbled across a tweet that I wrote a few months back, and I wanted to expand on it. I wanted to expand on it because I feel like I've been seeing a lot of people complaining about writer's block. And writer's block is when you really want to write and you really want to produce something, but you're having a hard time doing so because your mind's not functioning. It's not able to produce something. So the tweet that I'm referring to was the cheat code to creativity content. And basically the formula that I gave was you lead with emotions and you edit with logic. Lead with emotions, edit with logic. What does that mean? See, a few years back, if you were to ask me what that tweet meant, I wouldn't have a clue myself because I was such a logical person. But once you harness your inner creativity, it's going to make a lot more sense. But before I tell you exactly what this tweet meant, I want to tell you about my childhood. Growing up, I was one of the worst writers you could imagine. I was very stiff. I struggled to think of anything to say. My writing was very, very boring. It was very robotic. And when I thought about why it was, I thought about how I was taught to write. See, in the US school systems, there's 2 kinds of writing styles. There's narrative and then there's expository. Narrative is when you're telling a story, expository is when you're explaining something. And this is exactly how I was taught in school at a very early age. So being the logical person that I am, I focused as much as I could to make sure that I was following those frameworks. I was following those frameworks so much to a point where I was being as logical as I could and I was suppressing my creativity in the process. I wasn't being innovative. I was just following this set routine. And by doing that, what happened was I wasn't enjoying the writing process. Heck, it felt like work. Now, a few years later, I'm at the point right now where I write tweets, I write blog posts, I write daily emails, and I like it. How did this transition happen? It's because during my earlier years, I was leading with logic and I was trying to sprinkle in the creativity after I was done. While later on in my life, I was leading with the creativity, the emotions, then I was editing with the logic. Now this sounds all good on theory. It sounds like good, fun stuff. But how are you exactly going to get started? Especially if you're someone that's suffering from the writer's block right now. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to analyze your emotions and I want you to analyze the next time you feel angry, sad, or confused. Angry, sad, or confused. You may be wondering why I'm bringing up negative emotions. It's because this is very important. As a beginning writer, believe it or not, negative emotions can be harnessed to producing something. It's much more noticeable when you're feeling negative versus when you're feeling happy. And most people, when they're feeling negative, they just curl up into a little ball and cry and whine, all that stuff. But in your case, you're going to be producing with it. We're going to get to the happy emotions later on, but that's when you have some more experience under your belt. In the beginning stages, just focus on any negative emotions that you're feeling. And believe it or not, a lot of the greatest authors were born through negative emotions. I'll make another video on that, but it really does work. So step 1, you have the negativity harnessed. Step 2, you have to pick your creative outlet. In this case, we're going to be choosing writing. Writing is one of the best ways for you to slow down your thoughts and get to know yourself on a deeper level. Believe it or not, writing is one of the cheat codes towards confidence. Once again, I'm going to be talking about that in another occasion. So you have the emotions, you have your creative outlet, which is writing. Number 3, you're going to pick a very, very vague idea of a topic, especially when you're getting started. I don't want you to be too niched yet. I just want you to get your gears running. So in this case, I want you to talk about why writing is important. Why is writing important? Okay, you have that part down. You have your topic. Now next, 4, you're just going to write. No thinking whatsoever. You don't care about punctuation, grammar, sentence structure, anything like that. You are just going to write. Anything that comes in your mind, just put it onto paper. I want you to go for at least a page to 2 pages long. That's not too hard, especially when you get started. You're going to realize how easy it is. Now once that's done, I want you to wait a few hours, 5 hours to at least a day before you come back to that document. You could have it on a notepad, Word document, I don't really care, but make sure you wait a few hours to a day. Now when you come back, at this point, you're going to edit with logic. At this point, you're going to focus on punctuation, grammar, sentence structure. You're going to be working reverse compared to how you were taught your entire life. You're not trying to get these frameworks done in the beginning stages. You were just leading with your emotions. You were free-falling it, writing whatever comes, and then you're coming back to edit with logic. This is the true cheat code towards creative content. And if you follow this cheat code, you, my friend, will have creative content for the rest of your life. You'll never run out. Your brain produces over 30,000 thoughts per day. Mix that in with your emotions, you'll have the gasoline towards your production. You'll be producing at maniacal rates that you won't even be able to fathom as of yet. But just get started with this formula. Harness your emotions, gather your creative outlet, fuel your emotions, write, then come back and edit with logic. Creative content does not have to be difficult. It could be very easy if you want to make it easy, but more importantly, it can be very fun. And let's make it fun and produce, whether it's for your personal brand, your website, your blog, or even your upcoming book. Produce away, my friend. With that being said, if you enjoyed today's episode regarding creativity and you're more intrigued in this field, be sure to subscribe for my free daily newsletter in the description link right below. Thank you for joining today, and I will catch you on the next episode of Armani Talks.